Have you ever met someone who just knows? They walk into a room, say nothing, observe everything. They can tell you're upset before you've said a single word. They notice the tiny pause before your answer, the smile that doesn't reach your eyes, the way your voice goes slightly flat when you say, "I'm fine." And you wonder, how does this person do that? Here's what nobody tells you. They learned it the hard way. There's a secret hidden inside certain people, a hidden skill so powerful that psychologists are only now beginning to fully understand it. And the shocking part? It was built entirely by pain. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you're going to look at yourself and the people around you completely differently. Let's go back, way back. Imagine you're a child, small, powerless, and the adults in your world are unpredictable. Maybe a parent whose mood could flip without warning. Maybe a home where silence meant danger. Maybe you never knew which version of someone was walking through that door. What does a child do in that situation? They adapt. They become a human radar system. They start scanning, watching, reading every micro-expression, every shift in tone, every change in body language. Not because they're curious, because they have to. Their emotional safety, maybe even their physical safety, depends on knowing what's coming before it arrives. This is called hypervigilance, and it starts as a survival tool. Think of it like this. Imagine you're walking through a jungle full of hidden predators. Every single day, you'd learn pretty fast to notice things others miss. The broken branch, the silence where birds should be singing, the shadow that moved slightly too fast. Trauma turns certain people into emotional hunters, trained without ever signing up for the course. But here's where it gets fascinating, and this is the part most people never hear. Scientists studying trauma survivors found something unexpected. People who experienced chronic childhood stress showed significantly higher ability to detect facial emotions, even when those emotions lasted only a fraction of a second. We're talking about 40 milliseconds. That's faster than a blink. 40 milliseconds. While most people missed it completely, trauma survivors caught it almost every single time. Their nervous system had been rewired, literally restructured by years of needing to read danger before danger announced itself. But wait, it goes even deeper than that. Researchers discovered something called emotional granularity, the ability to identify and name emotions with extreme precision. Most people feel something vague and call it bad. But people who grew up navigating emotional chaos, they can split that feeling into 17 different things. They know the difference between loneliness and abandonment, between irritation and contempt, between sadness and grief. Why? Because in their world, getting it wrong had consequences. A child who misreads "Dad is tired" as "Dad is fine" and asks for something at the wrong moment learns quickly. The brain files that away, adjusts, gets sharper. Over years, this becomes a superpower disguised as a wound. Now here's the twist nobody expects. This same skill that protected them as children, it follows them into adulthood, into their friendships, their relationships, their workplaces, and people around them start noticing. You always know when something's wrong with me. How did you know I was lying? I never have to explain myself to you. You just get it. These people become the ones others run to at 2 a.m., the ones who ask the exact right question at the exact right moment, the ones who make you feel seen in a way you can't quite explain. And the painful irony? The very people who are best at understanding everyone else's emotions are often the ones who were never truly understood themselves. Read that again. They became experts at reading others, precisely because no one ever bothered to read them. So what does this mean for you? If you're someone who notices everything, who picks up on shifts in energy before anyone speaks, who feels what other people feel almost like it's your own emotion. There's a name for what you carry. It's not weakness. It's not being too sensitive. It's called post-traumatic growth, wrapped inside a nervous system that never got to rest. And yes, it comes with a cost. The exhaustion of always being aware. The loneliness of reading rooms that no one else is reading. The quiet ache of understanding everyone while feeling understood by no one. But it also comes with a rare, almost extraordinary gift. The ability to connect with people at a level that most humans never reach. To see through masks, to hold space, to sense what words can't say. Here is what science is now telling us. Healing doesn't erase this ability. It refines it. When trauma survivors begin to process their past, through therapy, through self-awareness, through understanding what happened to them, they don't lose the radar. They learn to control it. Instead of scanning for danger, they start scanning for connection. Instead of reading the room out of fear, they read it out of love. The same wiring, completely different purpose. The wound becomes the wisdom. The survival skill becomes the gift. And maybe that's the most powerful thing about the human mind. It takes the worst things that happen to us and quietly, without asking permission, turns them into something useful, something remarkable, something that makes us irreplaceable to the people lucky enough to know us. So if this is you, if you've always felt things too deeply, noticed too much, understood too much without ever being asked to, you weren't broken. You were being built. And if this video made you feel seen in a way you weren't expecting, share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Because somewhere out there, there's a person carrying this exact thing alone. And they just need to know there's a name for what they survived.